And he just, he just told her they felt a little bit later, right? Guys, this activity, right? But you lacking skills, you make up for an activity. Mr. Brown and I, man, we had activity down, right? So the important thing about the 11-month event was I decided there that I wanted to stay in that environment. I wanted to stay in that elevated environment. Because you can do some things that push you to executive, that pushes you to a place, but it doesn't mean that you just get to stay there. Now you have to make a decision. So at that event, I remember spending time with Craig Hepner's father. I remember it, right? Tracy Broughton, a few years later, attended that event. She became my foosball partner. We were foosball champions, right? We did all kinds of things there, ping pong, basketball, at this elevated, 3 businesses at once. I know you can build one, right? Right? I know you can build one. So 11 months in from this day, when Carl Brown found me, by doing the things, the proper activity, I found myself at the ranch of the billionaire Paul J. Meyer, spending 3-day weekends with all the Platinum World Council members of today. Now let's put this in perspective. Carl Brown found me in Capitol Heights, the hood of Capitol Heights. How in the world did I invest $250 and then 11 months later, I'm at the ranch with the billionaire Paul J. Meyer and some of the most successful people in the world today, because they're here. Some of the most God, that is unbelievable. So what happened there is I learned that my knowledge had to catch up to my activity. Because activity got me there. I really didn't understand all of this. I was wearing silk shirts and what? Like, you tell them what I was wearing. Snakeskin boots and all this crazy stuff that was way out of line. With the self that I had on my watches were big like Wonder Woman bracelets. I was way out of line. But they didn't say anything except for making us some money. Is this Red who we recruited, right, which was my uncle in the very beginning, which expanded the team to the West Coast, where we found Joanna Sims. There was one state we didn't have an associate, which was the state of Maine. Joanna Sims recruited a gentleman in Maryland. The gentleman in Maryland had a daughter in Maine. All tracking back to the first sit-down with Colin Brown with the Raiders. No experience, right? TNV DNA. Say it for me, guys. No experience. No experience. TNV DNA. TNV. My world-class international organization from scratch inside the foundation, guys. I love sharing our stories because he was so masterful in the coal market, but I still haven't really got that down 23 years later. My wife always tells me I suck in the coal reds. You know, I was kind of like, no, all I need is you, sir. You don't have to introduce me to everybody else, right? This is true story. Because I felt he was successful enough to get me to say yes, that we went and started doing sit-downs together. My Uncle Jerry, Prudential Mathis Realtor. Mr. Carl Brown, 45 days in business. Guess what? He pulled the check. He pulled the check. 45 days in business. We're not doing presentations. My Uncle Jerry is what led to the entire West Coast organization in regards to Billy Moreland. From a sit-down, Mr. Brown and I within his first 60 days in business. As a result of this continued activity that you saw, he and I both have a business that has at least one associate in all 50 states and in the province of Canada. All 50 states. And it's a little bit more than using Launch by Legal Shield to pay for it, because we do get that benefit as a product. You can pay for it and become a legal corporation. But you have to think bigger for it to become a multi-million-dollar business. Does that make sense? Yeah. Right? And so that's what we're going to talk about, how to take all the pieces that we've taken so that we can go somewhere, guys. So this brief piece that I want to tell about my story, a very small piece. I often share my first year, my entire first year at Super Saturdays. But I just want to talk about 2 points in time. The time when Mr. Brown walked into my clothing store. When I look at this picture, I have quite a few thoughts. One is the thought that Mr. and Mrs. Self have invested in us for a long time. Like this, what you see is a skit of Mr. Brown and I sharing the day 23 years ago when he walked into my store. Mrs. Self invested in a countertop. I'm like, man, you got to be thinking big. I mean, just think about it. They would reach out to us and ask us, what do we need? Right, for this particular event, I was concerned about this idea of 22 chairs. And so I sent this message, and I did a little research on Amazon to see if we could get the best rate on chairs, right? And I'm like, man, are they willing to invest this? So I'm worried a little before sending Mr. Self this text. The system has been laid before us. The message that I hope to convey is the one that will enable you to not just earn income here with Legal Shield, but to build your own personal corporation. Right, your own company. Has anyone ever heard the phrase, you Inc.? Right, you Inc. We've heard it, but very few are ever in pursuit of you Inc. Right, there's a question asked in regards to what would you have done different here in your journey? And I now know what that answer is for me. I would have thought bigger. Yeah. I would have thought bigger. It means everything. See, the larger you think, the bigger you think, it's required to think bigger to keep the little things in order. Yeah. Where you are today, right? I know it's a process for some, and you've just gotten started, but for others, we just haven't thought big enough. So what do I mean by you Inc.? Right? Team New Vision, starting with Mr. Self, a self-defined what? Inc. See? Most of you aren't aware of that. Self-defined Inc. Right? We're talking about a corporation. Right? AFM. Right? Anything for Michaela is a corporation. Right? LLC. See, these are the things I keep track of. Danny Katoa, DK Consulting. What have we built inside of Legal Shield? We built what? Right? Companies, corporations. I tell you, I fall so short on them. There's strength that we've seen all weekend. Right here for TNV, I got to tell you, I fall so short on. So recruit your weaknesses. And I got that from Linda Gray at a Millionaire Success Training a long time ago. Let's give it up for our co-founder one more time. It's Linda Gray. Right? The person who collected tickets at the door at the Maryland briefing. Right? How about that? But, know something? Hold on. I don't feel right. Hold on. DJ saying, I don't feel right. Something's missing. What's going on here? Something's missing.
There's so many people out there that's looking and praying for this opportunity, and I've been playing with it no more. Right. I shared this with you, and I said all with respect. I'm blessed to get gold, but I have a platinum in my organization. So you know what that means? Help one other person get a platinum, that's double platinum? That's going to happen. It's going to happen. Another point I want to share with you before I continue on, and that is when you get back in your room, you got to be, I'm just going to share with you what I did as a dean. You want to be intentional about what you do. You heard some of the leaders share that early on. You got to be intentional. You have to be intentional. You have to have a plan. You have to map it out. Plan, do, review. Share it with some of your leaders. It's so important. When you have the right plan and when you're ready, you're passionate, you're focused, and you're willing to go to work, that's when the magic happens. The question is, are you going to let it happen? So what I'm going to do real briefly is, there's a gentleman I have so much respect for. And the reason why I say that is because he made his first million before I made mine. He's got the TNV ring before me. He's recruited more people than me. He's made more money than me. But you know what? I want to find some more people like him. I'm telling you, if you're brand new, let me share what you're thinking. You want to find people better than you. So, with that being said, Mr. Mack, a.k.a. the Professor. And good, I have just enough time to talk about this next individual. You're one person away from explosion. One person away. And that's what I've learned in this business. I got turned down 21 times. 21 times. And I did it. We didn't have the technology that we have. It was just a brochure, it was just flyers. And we had to physically go to a fast start class and pay. Now you have virtual. Everything is virtual. Sometimes I think we're spoiled. You know, another point I'm sharing with you is this. We have to have 75 Social Security numbers. We didn't have the computer stuff that we have now. We didn't have the technology that we have now. You have an opportunity to really 10x your business, but you got to make a decision. You got to draw the line. You got to just, from this day forward, you got to be like, you know what? I'm going to take this business very, very seriously. I rededicated myself today in this business.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I know you see an opportunity for yourself. You see an opportunity for yourself? See an opportunity for yourself? When faced with adversity, don't get bitter, get better. Stop asking blind people to proofread your vision. See an opportunity for yourself? Wow. I know you see that. You see an opportunity for yourself, right?
I do. No.
Oh. You see an opportunity for yourself.
Oh my.
I know you see an opportunity for yourself. What I'm learning, I don't care what people think because I'm a talent plus leader. You hear what I just said? A talent plus leader. Talent plus passion. I let Miss Beverly know I'm a passionate dude. I'm a piece of work. Don't get it twisted. When you look at my eyes, I'm serious. I want what these leaders have. I'm going to figure this out. See an opportunity for yourself? All right. Some will, some won't. So what? See an opportunity for yourself? Okay. You know, this is what I know. Death is the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside of us while we're still living. I want you to think about that. Most people give up. Oh, this person said, no, I'm not interested. Oh, this doesn't work. The person you may lay next to, the person you may have known, it could be a loved one, it could be a family member. Who cares? What's for you is for you. That's right. See an opportunity for yourself? See an opportunity for yourself? So, yeah, it's all good. So, let me share with you what I mean by go for no. And it's real simple. And this is what I'm going to do. You see an opportunity for yourself? Oh well, some will, some what? Next. You see an opportunity for yourself? All right, well, I'm still happy. Want to know why? Because I'm looking for that one. See, in a deck of cards, there's only 4 aces. You can't make a king become an ace. An ace is an ace. And in this business, all it takes is 4 aces and you're platinum. Do you understand that? You see an opportunity for yourself? You see an opportunity for yourself? Well, thank you. You see an opportunity for yourself? You see an opportunity for yourself? Oh well. You see an opportunity for yourself? I can really take my time on this. I'm going to let, for those that are here right now that are new, you're probably wondering, well, so what's the secret sauce? I just shared that with you. You work on you go to take the classes, you've seen all the other leaders, you got the 10 core commitment, you go to the fast start classes, you read the books, you plug in on the calls. I know it sounds mundane. I know it's like, oh, no, it's got to be something more than that. No, it's not nothing more than that. Master that, and then you'll master other things. So what I love about this, though, is if you really want to move fast, how many of y'all really want to move fast in your business?
Woo! Woo! Yeah.
Like, when I say fast, like fast, like fast? Yes, fast. Well, if you look right here, it says stay consistent in exposures. You see that? But if you really want to know, it's basically activity. You got to put in the work. It's necessary. So that means you got to talk to people. So I know some of y'all probably say, well, you know what, I'm shy. Well, guess what? I'm still shy, but you know what? When you have your why, and you know your why, it gets really exciting. Because you begin to realize, wait a minute, hold up. I see myself getting double platinum and then diamond, and then making an extra $100,000 a month or more, and it's less than 3% market penetration. Yeah, I'm a shark, so I know the numbers. I'm just studying this. And so, you know what's amazing when people say, well, you know what? It's easy for you to say this, Ms. Brown, because you're in this company. I'm in this one company. This is the only company I've ever been involved with. The only organization I've ever been involved with. She fires me up. Smart, brilliant. These schools, she qualified Straight A students.
Yeah.
I see my princess. I know I'm from the house. I see my princess is here. She just came, but she won another scholarship. That's why thanks to her amazing mom. What's my point? My point is, when you think something's bigger than you, and you know it, and what you know, as the dean, you begin to appreciate where you sit. And I'm forever thankful being part of this amazing organization, amazing great leaders here. The question is, are you willing to stick around? See, I love it because as she got away to University of Miami, I'm still a little nervous of that, but you know what? What I love about my business is I can go out there and build and recruit. So I'm still be close to you. And I know how my daughter is. She's like, I don't care because you're just going to give me some money and feed me and all that. And I'm going to do that. As long as she has the grades, which I know she do. But what's my point? You got to pay homage. You got to give the respect. When you know that you got an obligation, you got a responsibility, it's necessary. So let's talk a little bit more. Here, it's a responsibility. It's an obligation. You have to protect your tribe. You have to work on you. You have to develop the music. You have to be the best you can. Because you're going to go through some stuff. You got to be mentally tough. And it starts with reading. You know what I think about reading sometimes? I think about ego. You know what ego is, right? Edging God in and edging God out. Well, I'll tell you what, when you edge God in and you start reading the books and start working on you, you will develop your combination. And for some of you all, you have no idea. You'll get the ring, you'll hit different levels, faster than some people in this room may. But it's okay because everybody, when you draw a line on the sand, everybody gets the ring. It just depends on how well you work on you and your music. So personal development is important. Model the leaders. Let me just keep it 100 with y'all. I made many mistakes. I have irritated Mr. Humes. Yeah, but we brothers. I irritated Mr. Self, Mrs. Self. Bottom line is, I'm just so thankful. I think I sent Mr. Self a text not too long ago. I said, because I was so touched. I said, I appreciate you not giving up on me, and I mean that. Man, respect. See, when you don't have an ego and you just completely submit, your blessings will come. The key thing is are you willing to submit? I'm just so thankful I did. Which leads to another point. Legacy. This is my baby right here. Without the seed. Which leads to another point. Be on as many training calls as you can. Now, I'll be honest with you, I made some mistakes in the past. But you know what? You know what I learned? When you attract the leadership, it's all about your music. See, your actions, you can't fake it in this business. You can't fake it in the ring. You can't fake getting on Performance Club. You can't fake going to Maui, Cancun, and other incentive trips. You can't fake that. So you're part of something that's bigger than you can possibly imagine. You just got to give yourself permission. And that's why I'm here to share with each and every one of you all, especially the brand new folks. Matter of fact, for those that are here for the first time, please stand. I don't care if you have the ring. You're now part of this squad. I want you to remain standing. I want you to look to the left and to the right. That's part of your tribe. When somebody says you can't do this, or you know what, you go back home, you don't have the finances, or you got stuff. We all have stuff. I've lost people. I lost so many things. It's your job to protect this house. This is your tribe. You're part of TNV. This is something bigger than you. If you don't believe it, I'm telling you right now, bother, use my belief level. Use the belief level of these other leaders. You may sit. Attend every Super Saturday. And you want to have guests, but if I don't have a guest, Figure it out. Figure it out. I mean, a lot of people say, well, I don't know. Figure it out. Just show up. You're going to get pissed off a little bit when you see other people have success that started just when you did, and at the same time, guess what? You're still at that same level. Sometimes it's necessary to get spanked. I've been spanked many times. I've been spanked this year. It's necessary. So you smile, but trust me. Double platinum is right around the corner, baby. It is what it is. Personal development. Leaders are leaders. That's what we do. We attract who we become. It's a responsibility to have great leaders, Mr. and Mrs. Self, and Mr. Humes, and all the other leaders. If you don't go to a fast start class enough, what happens? You have a role model. And that role model can be very bad in your business. But if you take the fast start classes, you make it a habit, and you learn what you need to learn, you get better and better and better. You know what's amazing? Some people say, well, you know, I've been in this fast start class before. My question is, you got the ring? You get what I'm saying? And even if you do have the ring, there's different levels of the ring. I'm sure a lot of my peers right here want the $1 million ring. I know I do. I know everybody should do. But to my knowledge, I don't think there's only one person in this room that has a $1 million ring. For now. But I know everybody here in this room believe and know that the $1 million ring is there for you as well. Which leads to another point I'm going to share with you. That's why it's important to go on a fast start. You got to share a PPL story. And you got to get fanatical with it. You know what the difference between where I am and where I was? I just kept on doing the same stuff. I went to an event, I applied what I learned, and I taught it. I got better and better. I got gooder and gooder. You know, so when people say, oh, it's a pyramid, to me it just bounces off. You know why? Because there's too many people when you have attorney generals endorsing what we do, that's what you call a clue. When Forbes magazine talks about a product of ours, that's what you call a clue. I don't care what people think anymore. You know, there's people out those doors that have thinking mindset. Not this crew right here, not my tribe. Nah, we're on a mission. Legacy for our children's children. You just got to buckle up and believe. If you don't believe, guess what? These leaders here will help you develop that belief level. Which leads to another point, that is when I attended my national convention back in 1999, it was over. I was on a mission. I said, I'm going to figure this out. You know, so again, for those that are shy, for those that don't know a whole lot of people, for those that are not coachable, to me it's like all the same thing, like Charlie Brown, womp. You know what I mean? Figure it out. Eat the fruit, spit out the seed. And that's what I love about this as your dean. Which leads to another point, and I think it's very important. My saving grace, Jim Rome says, what you lack in skill, you make up in numbers. I just lacked that. There was so much stuff I didn't know, but I just said, I'm going to figure this out. I don't care what people think anymore. Because there was so much people having success at my first national convention. I said, you know what? If they can walk, if they can talk, and they have the same tools, the same back office, what's different from them versus me? Attitude, decision. I had to get my thinking right. And I'm here to share with you it's okay. If you made bad mistakes in the past, you can draw the line today, right now, and say, you know what? I deserve more, my family deserves more. Because you have a tribe out there. You have people out there that's depending on you, but you got to make the decision. You got to get out of the way. I can't stress that to you. It's so important. So you make up the numbers what you lack in skill. Figure it out. So I'm going to give you my philosophy. And when it comes to being coachable, because it's important. It really is. So let's talk about it. Attending a fast start class. You know, when I first got involved in this opportunity, I took as many fast start classes as possible. You want to know why? Because attending a fast start, and when I look at each and every one of you all, we all made a commitment to be here, and I commend you, which is very important. You know, but my story is I'm originally from California. Came out to the East Coast, which is my home, Maryland, the DMV, and I went to an amazing school for a short period of time. And there's only one HU. You know? Howard. Yes. And I was there for a moment, and I had a boss. I used to work at Costco, and he tricked me to take a look at this information. And how many of y'all agree, if you came across somebody that was your boss, he says, I will make your schedule miserable if you don't come take a look at some information. Yeah. So, put myself through school and all that, I had to do, have to follow suit. So as a fact, just to fast forward, I went to an event kind of like this. I'll never forget it. It was Knoxville, Tennessee in 1999. It just completely changed my life. I said, I'm going to figure this out. I see people having a lot of success, like all these leaders up in the first 2 rows. I said, I'm going to figure this out. And I'm so thankful that I just stuck around. I just believed in the belief level that the leaders have you already heard share early on. Which leads to another point, and that is, I got excited about PPLSI. I knew that this was something bigger than me. And that's what I love about this. This is something, when you align yourself with something that's bigger than you, it will change your life. I'm going to be Carlo Brown today. Just to let you all know. I'm going to be the dean. Because that's what I am. I'm going to be the dean for a couple minutes. So if you're brand new, buckle up. So let's talk a little bit more about why I had that video played. Because I was that man. People say you can't do this, you're not going to survive on this. And guess what? I'm here. I'm here with my family. So as your dean, I'm here to guide you towards some steps. It may not be easy, so if you're brand new, my saying, when it comes to my tribe, I'm their tribe, they're my tribe, and vice versa, all the leaders here. And I'll go into that a little bit more about what I mean by tribe. Because each tribe has responsibilities. So my job, if you're brand new, is I'm going to share some steps with you. It's easy to do, it's easy not to do, like Jim Rohn says. So hopefully you can eat the fruit and spit out the seed, which is my saying. So let's talk a little bit about the story. Well, it was simple. We all have stuff that we go through. I was shy. I'm still a little shy right now. But being around great people, being around greatness, you have no choice but to stretch.
Today we're blessed, of course, to be six-figure income earners here with Legal Shield, and what this business means to us is that time freedom, right? Being able to have more, do more, be more, help others do the same, and it's been an amazing journey. Thank you.
And what PPLSI means to me is that we get to do what God has called us to do without having to consult a boss for a bank account. To be able to do all the things that we're supposed to do, that we're destined to do, and not have to ask anybody to be able to do it because that's what we're called to do. And so we're just so thankful, we're grateful, we'll share more about the story in our training. But we're just excited. And anything you want to say?
That this new ring level just means more shopping trips to Target.
TNV Session out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'll tell you what this ring means to me, man. It just means dreaming. I remember at 16 years old saying I was going to make six figures before I turned 30, and I gave up on that at 26 because I refused to go back to school and get into $40,000 worth of debt for a $40,000 raise that was going to get taxed. So I didn't think I was going to make six figures, and then to get here and to be able to make six figures from home part-time, I still do my full-time job and having two amazing babies at home with a wife. Thank you.
I remember going through school, I didn't do good. I failed the 5th grade, I failed the 7th grade, and I failed the 9th grade. That's not a joke, I only got 2 of them. But here's the thing, you know, this allowed me to show people that it can be done. Right? I don't know if y'all ever heard of the rapper 2 Chainz. Y'all ever heard of the rapper 2 Chainz? Well, get ready to call me 2 Rings. Let's go. It's a song. It's when you think that way, there is no loss. There is no scarcity.
Hallelujah.
So we clap out of abundance because every clap is another $1 million. That he cannot talk because the applause is so loud he has to stop talking. It kind of goes like how my name is Daniel, and you applaud so loud and so hard because you truly see in him greatness. Come back up here one more time. All right, so I know that for many of you all, you're new to TNV. So I'm going to give you a quick lesson on how to be TNV. Come back up here one second. This is not Suge, this is Darnell Self. Stop it. I know what you're about to say. It's not your fault, right? You just don't know what you don't know. So when we celebrate, you can tell it's a celebration. I can't really feel, almost feel like it's a forced celebration. And if no one in your family had ever graduated from college, and it was your child finally graduating from college, and you're so emotional because, not because of the degree, but because you know your history and where you've come from, and you know the bondage that you had to fight through, and the mentality that you once had. And to see that shackle released, and to see that history is changing because of seeds that came out of your mouth, and because of the applause that came from your hands, it allows someone to see themselves as someone they had never seen ever before, but because a group of people collectively believed in you, you elevated to a level you couldn't have elevated to. On behalf of the leadership that we have not taught this properly and consistently enough. So for all of our ringers who are already past the stage, I apologize. I should have come up first and say, let me share with you how to celebrate. When Daniel Vaughn hits this mic, it should be so tough for him to talk. For the
background is 26 jobs before PPLSI. I've done just about everything. I was actually recruited by an acquaintance who was in real estate, and I actually, let me tell you the truth, I was just a bonus performance coach, so he could qualify for something. He didn't think that I was actually going to do this. 14 years later, it took me to get to the ring. And what the ring means to me is that I am deserving, I am worthy, and I'm capable. And it actually stands for a freedom ring, so free from limitations, being free from a job, being free from bondage. And really what PPLSI overall means to me is like actually the cocoon that allowed this once upon a time caterpillar to become the beautiful butterfly.